We'll go do a reaction to TDT, who's reacting to Fallout, who's reacting to Cross, and who's reacting to Jake. All of their channels are linked below, and their original videos. Let's get started.
Oh, these pretzels suck. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. There we go. Now it's a reaction
DDT
video.
got pretzels and isn't
All
sharing?
right, listen, you get... There's a large meta joke
Oh,
going
just
on
get
here, right? And
snacks,
I've already
please.
kind of made my thoughts about the whole thing, but you know what? I like funny trends. I don't need any other reason to do something other than it is funny. That is the only reason. We'll see where this goes. Maybe I'll just get crucified for this. Who knows? Let's see.
Guys, today we're going to be watching this video from Grenader Jake.
Guys, today we're going to be watching this video from Grenader Jake, and we're also going to be watching this video from Astrocross, and we're going to be watching this video from Fallout. Links of all of their channels
Guys,
and
we're
their
going to be
original
doing the
videos are in
exact same, except from him as well.
Doing the exact same thing, just a little bit different. It's
Just a little bit worse.
description. Be sure to go give them some love.
Let's watch this.
Gentlemen,
Let's
I would
watch
like
Cross
to just take
watch
some
this.
time.
Let's watch Fallout, watch Cross, watch Jake.
I feel like this is maybe the
You know
least
something, Hank?
united
These
I've
videos are going to be so messy. Like, the further on they go, like, we already have the top right taken up with all the face cam, but, like, imagine just, like, 20 people from now, just, like, 8 different people covering one side, and then, like, 4 different Astrocross photos of him reacting to all of this.
doesn't matter. We got the cool kids corner.
Yeah.
ever felt the Destiny community be. I've been a part of the Destiny community since
Been
day
pretty
one
scattered
of
lately.
Destiny 1.
I disagree with that. I feel like we're all kind of in the same boat. We all want the game to be a little bit better, and it could be better, and it's just not in the place we want to be, you know? Maybe
I gotta add something. Game needs to be in a worse spot.
that's just my
Game
community.
needs
My
to be in a
community seems to be
worse
pretty
spot?
rallied around that cause.
September 9th,
Holy shit.
Perhaps.
Look at baby Grenader Jake. Dude, he's so
Dude, YouTube
he's so big.
YouTube compression's gonna destroy this.
He
Dear
is
God,
right.
you can already see how different the quality is because...
he's gonna be.
Which
like
this is the fourth
15
recording of this, so it's
pixels
just gonna get
by
worse.
the third-
Oh, wait. I probably should lower down the volume.
This is great. Look, my YouTube overlay is overlaying the YouTube overlay, which is overlaid on the overlay.
And my
Your
overlays
overlay, yeah.
Yeah, the overlay on the overlays overlay.
This is the greatest video idea ever.
The game has issues that are still pretty bad, but overall, yeah, great game. I would agree.
We wouldn't be here if we didn't agree with that. But
I think Destiny is
Uh,
like still decent. It's just it's just a lot of the build up of these last few years just makes it not feel like that. Like I personally like Season of the Wish. It's just all of the problems from everything that has come prior has just made me not enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I'd honestly play a lot more Coil. Coil is very fun. I kind of wish there was they went a lot more crazier with the stuff, but obviously sandbox restrictions probably or something like that. But who knows? Maybe they'll go crazy with the next roguelike game mode they make.
Hopefully the next one has an endless.
wouldn't be here either if it. I don't know what I'm saying. What I'm gonna put my pretzels away.
Says anything good about the game.
Sponsored.
Okay, first up, he's not sponsored. I get comments all the time, like my Helldivers review. Cross, how much they pay you? Are you sponsored?
Bro, I wish I could get sponsored by Bungie. You have to declare it. I think that's what they're about to say here. You have to declare it legally and by YouTube's own terms of service. So if you're gonna do a product placement, you have to let people know.
What the one thing I want to add?
Wait,
Oh,
No,
Wait, did I miss something?
do you not hear it?
you have
Hang
to
on.
let people know.
Clash of Clans break.
Hold on, let me take
Oh my
a
God.
quick little break. Yeah, tell you about the about the sponsorship.
I was just gonna say what sponsored videos it includes. Like at the top includes paid promotion, like directly in the videos and stuff. But it's just taking a little Clash of Clans break. It's perfectly fine.
Oh my god.
you would get in a lot of trouble for that.
Third, that just seems
Third.
sponsored for what? What would he be sponsored for saying that Destiny is
D2 is a good game.
you know? I
Sponsored
think from,
trash.
I think that just goes more to show where we're at as a community, right? Obviously these three, I almost said two, these three fine gentlemen understand that, right? It's more of a commentary on where the community's head's at. I get so many comments where if I say anything even remotely positive about Destiny or Bungie, I get backlash on that, right? It's like, Destiny isn't, it's impossible for Destiny to do anything right at this point. Continue.
Destiny is
One thing I want to add as well, this is mainly from like when I post stuff on Twitter, but I could post something that would be like super positive, be called a show, post something super negative immediately after and get called a hater. Like literally back to back, get called both, sometimes even by the same people.
gunplay. I mean, go play other shooters
Hard
out there.
agree.
For whatever reason, Destiny has absolutely killed it, and Bungie's
Really good
always killed
gunplay.
it with how gunplay feels in their games.
Completely
And
agree.
People have the false narrative of saying that Destiny is
I don't
a
play enough
terrible
comp,
game.
but yeah, comp.
It's not.
Gunplay does feel
It's
good.
fantastic.
Any other place, any other game. Destiny does get gunplay correct. That is absolutely true. But for me, it is 100% the builds. And I think a lot of people don't realize that.
For a second, let's
DT is actually really right. I love build crafting in Destiny 2, and with Lightfall, I believe they kind of like ruined build crafting entirely by making it very simplistic, but not having enough of the options and variety you had with the previous armor system. I mean, even with the removal of Warmind cells, there was ways to make there should have been ways to make Tingles kind of fit into the role of what people wanted from Warmind cells. Like with the aspect, you have that one aspect on Warlock where you can have Tingle stick and then suspend. I think it would be pretty cool if we had some like armor mods that could modify that to an extent. Like some more variety in the build crafting, but right now Lightfall kind of destroyed and neutered that build crafting aspect.
talk about maybe why it feels terrible to so many people.
Feels terrible. I mean, it doesn't. I feel like we're just kind of tired with the gameplay loop. The game has been out for a long
Hard
time.
agree.
And we haven't had
Yeah, I
major drastic changes in a while. I agree.
Innovation.
With that. At the core. Great game.
Yeah.
Bungie isn't doing anything wrong here. It's our expectations that are currently incorrect. Imagine you have a favorite food, a favorite restaurant even, and
Different.
you go to that restaurant and order the same thing every single meal, not even every day. By week 4, you probably can't stand this anymore. Now, you wouldn't go to the
Okay, I
manager-
want to add something here. So, the restaurant analogy, it's like it's fair, but at the same time, it's like you're going to your favorite restaurant. It's like for $40 you get this one meal. We'll call it Forsaken. You come back next week, and for $50 they got a meal called Lightfall, and it's like it's a more expensive meal, yet it's less food and the quality's worse. And that's kind of what I feel. Where it's like just it's not fully our expectation. It's also like we've seen like how much it has dipped in quality, adjusted in price, and all of that stuff.
I think those are the seasons. Like, seasons a while ago were like $10. Now they're 13, which I don't even
Technically
think
15, since
15
you
because
can't buy like.
$13 silver. You have to buy 15,
Mhm.
which is a little bit more scummier. But yeah, I mean, with the quality of the seasons, I mean, some of them, I mean, nowadays are really good. Seasons
I'd
nowadays.
say
are really
Wish and Witch were good, but Defiance and Deep weren't good. And Deep was the first one that was technically $15.
mad at them that meal you've ordered 30 times, 90 times, whatever by now isn't appealing the way it used to be. It's the same kind of system here with Bungie. I genuinely believe that 9.5 years after the launch of Destiny 1, the majority of the frustration related to Destiny 2 just comes from overplaying it.
Or maybe not overplaying it. Maybe the fact that, again, we haven't had significant shakeups in the game for a long time. The core gameplay loop is kind of played out.
I don't entirely agree with the analogy of a restaurant. Like, I get where that's coming from 100%, and I understand the idea, the thought process behind that, but we're not a restaurant, right? Like, I think the analogy doesn't quite stick as well. Just so we're clear, I haven't seen any of the other people's videos here other than Jake's, the original one, so I have some thoughts on this already, but we're a game. This is a game. Like, the analogy I gave, or rather the comparison I gave for the other video that we did, is I said, look at Fortnite, right? Like, Fortnite is a third-person shooter with building mechanics, and it has done so much more than just being a third-person shooter with building mechanics. right? We're a video game, and there should be some level of innovation if you're especially coming in with the expectation of a live service game. And I feel like Bungie's been falling behind in that regard for the past few years. And unfortunately, or rather fortunately, Bungie's so good at making a good first-person shooter that it doesn't matter that much. But it's now starting to matter because now that's starting to get old. And a 10-year lifespan is pretty good.
I kind of understand his analogies.
You know,
but in my
okay,
opinion,
something I want to add real quick. When you think about the restaurant analogy, it kind of looks a lot more like the more you think about it. Like, Curse of Osiris you can think of them like as once like actual menu items that then became like appetizers, and then like a year later those appetizers just weren't included with your meal. So it's like the restaurant just constantly modifying its menu and then just getting rid of stuff.
The restaurant analogy does work to an extent, but as you mentioned, like ordering the same meal over and over, and it's not tasting great because you had it and you're just over it because you had it so many times, doesn't really work with the DLCs because it's like
feel
you expect
it-
the same quality.
I feel it definitely works with like the dungeons and like the seasons where it's like, oh, I buy a $10 dungeon, I expect it to be like on par with this $10 dungeon. Like it's like buying like just a really good plate. Like I don't know, say you buy like a $10 thing of fries, it's really good, and then the next one you buy is Duality.
Man, I'm gonna hit you.
as the game maker, you're supposed to mix the menu up. So I get
Yeah,
where the
sure.
analogy is coming from about like if you eat the same thing every day of every week, it's gonna get stale. But to be a developer of a live service game, you gotta shake the menu up. And
Yeah, I would
Interesting.
agree.
So Cross agrees.
I would agree with
especially
that.
if
Shake
you
it up, baby.
Plan on that game going for as
We all
much
agree.
as possible. And look, you know, we
Gentlemen, I'm
look
glad
at
we all
other
agree on such a
MMORPGs
salient point.
I do agree with what Jake is saying that it would be a good idea to take breaks.
But I'm going to say from my perspective, at least for the past year, my perspective is I have played other games just as much as I have played Destiny.
I wish I could play other games as much as I play Destiny, because I have to play.
I will say, I think I played Destiny a lot less this last few months, mainly because I've been just on Dying Light 2 and Slime Rancher, but it's like, I say taking breaks from Destiny, it's like, when you take breaks, it's like you can find things that you like more, but also at the same time, just find games that just make you miss it. Like, say you wanted to fill that FPS hole specifically, and you went to something like Apex or COD, it would probably make you miss Destiny a lot more. But if you were to find, I don't know, we'll say Helldivers, it may not be an FPS, but if you find it, it would make you miss Destiny less. I think it really just depends on what you do.
Yeah, really depends on what you do. I know for me, I don't really miss Destiny that much, just because I've just been bouncing between a shit ton of games. Just
Mhm.
Helldivers, and I'm playing single player games, or just whatever. Whatever makes me happy.
I know the games I find, it's like, they fill their own niche, but they don't really replace Destiny.
You know what replaces Destiny?
Destiny 1.
1. We all knew where that joke was going.
Job. So and that's kind of kept me from burnout in a weird way. Anyway, I'll let everyone else talk. Let the cool
and
people
I still
talk.
come back and I still find flaws and I
Yep.
still find frustrations
Yep.
with the game and I still question
Mainly
some of
looking at the
decisions
core
that Bungie makes,
playlist.
Yep.
even when taking those breaks.
If you feel this way about Destiny, you
Refresh.
feel tired of it, bored of it, frustrated by it, stop playing until final shape. Go play
Good
a
call.
different game, take a break
Good
from
call.
gaming, do something else.
Let me just say this, he is right. If you are burnt out on the game, go play something else until final
Agree.
shape. At the same time, as a developer of a live service game, if you're a developer of a live service
Get
game,
better.
if you're Bungie, the last thing you want people to do
Is leaving your game.
is take a break.
Yeah.
Because what happens in those breaks? Suddenly we get an idea. Let's go play Power World. Oh, I could just play Power World all the fucking time. Oh my
Yep.
god, my base. I can build these base. I can capture all these pals. Suddenly, I play Power World every day of my life. Now it's 4 or 5 years
Yep.
later.
Destiny, and the reason why we keep coming back to Destiny is like Destiny's like a lifestyle game, right? I would put other games similar to this, something like I know this is crazy, but go look on Steam charts. You won't think that this is this crazy when you look on Steam charts. Find Destiny, find Stardew Valley. I'm gonna blow your freaking mind with that. Anyway, Stardew Valley kind of being another kind of just lifestyle game, and what Cross is saying here is absolutely 100% correct. Like, you'll find another lifestyle game and suddenly you've lost a player permanently, right? Like, innovate innovation, I feel, is the solution.
I'm just saying, again.
I feel,
You know,
what's it, like everyone has that one lifestyle game, like that is one of the reasons we come back to Destiny. But for like the Jake saying take a break, I feel like taking a break doesn't fit a lot of the problems. So like, what's it, if I was to take a break from Destiny for the next 2 years because of like, or maybe let's say a few years back, say you took a break when Beyond Light came out because of how bad PvP was, and then you came back like right now, or maybe like, I don't know, like sometime last year, or please God no, Haunted. Like if you took a break then, you came back, you see it's still like in a bad spot. So it's like you
And
take long breaks, come back, be disappointed, probably end up just taking longer breaks until you eventually just quit bothering.
If I was to develop something,
Right.
I would want to make something so addicting because you don't want the players to ever leave.
Yeah, I also agree that it is in the game dev's best interest to make a really enjoyable game that people want to keep playing and people want to keep grinding. I do agree. Although I think it's healthy, even for really addicting games. I still think it's a good idea to take breaks and stuff like that. I think Bungie or any AAA game dev would be like, okay, yeah,
Fallout.
play the shit
I don't
out
like
of
how
our
close
game,
we're getting.
for sure. Grind the hell out of it.
I thought
But
we would
like,
stop
go
about
touch
5
grass,
seconds ago.
experience other games, but then come back.
Fallout.
was a time-
Okay. I think Fallout's kind of touching on this here, and I do want to make a slight call out on this. The job of a good developer is not to make an addictive game; it's to make a good game, right? And I know what Cross is saying. He wants to say you make a game that's so good it's addictive, right? But there are plenty of games that are designed to be addictive, not necessarily designed to be good. They can be good games that are addictive. You get what I'm saying? Like they can overlap, but addictive isn't necessarily the goal. And I don't think that's what he's saying.
I will say,
Boss,
what I'm gonna stop playing Clash of Clans if he keeps getting on.
counterpoint, just drug your players.
Counterpoint, Clash of Clans, bro. Oh my god, I almost. What was I gonna say? I will say, okay, I slightly remember now. I will say this goes for just games and hobbies as well. Like, no matter how good something is, like, breaks are a necessity. That is something that's just important.
Yeah.
But it's like, as I said earlier, it's like, once you take a break for too long, or like, if you get fed up, take a break because of that, you eventually will just end up moving on. So it's like, you can make something like Destiny addictive or like give it a lot of stuff to do, but it's like, if you leave because you're fed up at something because of like that design, then it's like you ain't gonna want to come back.
You mentioned RuneScape. Yes, I took a break from RuneScape.
Anybody else picturing Cross like small? Like what does Cross look like but baby? Picture that in your mind.
Baby Cross
Okay, let's
playing
move on.
If we have a
RuneScape.
bunch of friends who are playing Destiny, it's gonna be more enjoyable to be playing Destiny. When you've got a big group of
Would it be
people
Aztec
texting
Baby or
each other,
Baby Cross?
Discord pinging
Dude,
each
that's
other
the
about
best. Baby Cross.
trade,
I love that
about weekly
feeling.
resets.
Rolls off the tongue better.
we all just enjoyed a moment of solidarity between each other. Like I felt like spiritually connected to all three of these folks just all at once. I do think that's more a merit of your friend, not necessarily a merit of the game. Although, of course, gaming with friends is always better, right? But what I'm afraid of is that nowadays it feels like
Leave the
Destiny.
company.
I don't know. This isn't really the point that necessarily.
Hell,
Being made, but I
divers.
feel like it's a point that should be made. Destiny feels much more of a game to hang out with friends with, not a game to play and friends hang out. If that makes sense.
This isn't even a Bungie fault. We're gonna get to Bungie stuff soon. But again, this is just a natural 9.5 years after Destiny comes out, 6.5 years after Destiny 2 comes out, people are going to leave the game. People are gonna lose excitement for the game. And in doing so, your friend group that plays, they're probably gonna not play as much. And
That is absolutely. I made a handful of my absolute best friends in Destiny. If you guys have been watching Spicy Clips for a while, you guys notice you haven't seen Electro in a while? Yeah, it's because he's not playing Destiny anymore. He's moved on, and it sucks.
I think that they
I want to say when me and TDT did Spicy Clips, I want to say Electro was actually on there, but that's the thing for both Destiny and just media in general. It's like, as time goes on, people are going to drop off, and it's like, especially with like a game, it's like you have your friends you've been playing with from a while drop off, meaning you're either gonna have to find other people that have lost their friends along the way, or just newer people to join you.
About how horrible Destiny is just because of the very natural pain point that is the decreasing player population. Now let's talk about Bungie real quick in a couple of ways that I think that they are sort of fueling all this and making things worse than they need to be.
I'm curious what everyone has to say about this.
They sort of prey on the nostalgia that we have for Destiny and the emotion that we have from all these, whether you've been playing for 3 years, 6 years, 9 years, whatever. Our emotions from playing for so long and being a part of a community for so long. I don't know how many different
Honestly, I definitely agree with like how
interviews and
nostalgia's
whatnot,
been
you
playing,
have
especially
people on
like
the mic telling
deep weapons were a good example. Like they were just reskin of the Reckoning weapons, and then we had the Reckoning weapons themselves come back. So, like that's one thing I actually did notice. Like, I want to say like since Season of the Haunted, I'd say like we got a new set of loot, and then like some updated older ones where it's like Menagerie, the Deo's weapons, then Aikilos, the rest of the Menagerie, Reckoning, some Vanguard ones, and then this season the Undying ones.
us, who we are so excited and so thirsty for new content, telling us that the better days are ahead. The best Destiny is still to come. This feels a
I
little
don't
bit
think they've said
predatory
that
to
since
me.
being online, honestly, but
No,
I'd say
if I
it was true
agree
for that
with
year.
his use of the word predatory. Basic marketing.
I think I know what he's trying to say though. The GDC talk that always gets reference of be careful of over delivery, you'll set patterns. In that exact same GDC, you'll see them talk about velocity versus position, right? They'll talk about where the game is going, where the players think the game is going rather than where the game is, right? And they've always relied on that. They've always relied on velocity versus position. So predatory, yeah, that's probably not the best word for it, but I understand what he's trying to say. It's that velocity that Bungie really focuses around. It's the feeling that it's gonna get better, and it's worked for freaking 9-10 years, right?
Destiny's never gonna
I
be
wouldn't
as
say
fun.
predatory for like marketing, but I definitely say like misleading and deceptive. Like especially like some of the original Destiny 1 trailers and like the Lightfall trailers where there's actual screenshots of stuff that ain't in the game, location,
Yeah.
stuff like that, or things.
Lightfall.
This is something they do in every trailer, but I think this is just a marketing thing where they just over exaggerate stuff. But it's like with Lightfall, it definitely seems like it got way worse.
Makes no sense for them to have a raid-esque intro in Neomuna when the raid doesn't take place there. It doesn't make sense for them to have a whole section, a whole set of weapons that don't even exist. Like the hand cannon that you see on the cover for Lightfall, yeah, that's in the game, but that whole
To
set
the
of
season later.
that whole theme, yeah, that weapon came out a season later, but that whole theming of those weapon look had its own set of weapons. Like I believe there's a grenade launcher, a machine
There's a
gun.
grenade launcher and a machine gun at least. I
And I
think those were the
think-
only three.
I think there was another one, and I'm forgetting.
There may have been a sword. I feel like you can see it in like some of the artwork on like the directory, but I'm not entirely
For
sure.
like I think it's like the legendary or normal version of the campaign mission. That if you click on it, it'll show you the artwork. But yeah, that whole theming and look of those weapons had its own set of weapons, and those weapons didn't even come to Destiny. We just got the hand cannon, which
And the hand cannon only came because of backlash.
because we complained that what the hell, we pay for this content, you're promoting it with this weapon, and it's not even in the game. What the hell, man?
As it used to be. And I hate to be the bearer of bad
Woof.
news. Maybe 1 out of 100
Damn,
of you
Jake.
are gonna actually have the
No! I can't accept that.
Yeah, I don't
I
accept
can't
that either.
accept that. It can't be true, man. It can't be true. I buy into it every year. Every year I buy into it. Say it ain't true. Dude, this is starting to get into like game psychology. You know what I mean? At what point does the game peak for you? You know? Me.
I'm just
No,
watching
it's
Cross
something that
go
needs to happen.
insane the further the video goes on.
I see where Cross is at, but I think the game is also what you make of it. Like that's kind of our whole channel, right? Our whole channel is the game is what you make of it. And I still feel like the best days are ahead of us. Maybe I'm foolish. Maybe I'm the youngest here and I'm the idiot. But I still feel like the best days could be if Bungie were able to get their shite together, could be ahead of them. But
I
I think
don't
that's going to
think
take too
the
many
best
broken
days
bones,
themselves are
No.
ahead of us, but I do think it is possible. I'll say
politically
that.
speaking, for it to actually get there. So it probably will never happen. But I love this community.
Mac makes a great point. Is he right? Probably. Will I believe it? Absolutely
Copium.
not.
Yeah.
All the way to
That
Dude, wait,
is.
does that mean that there's 4 people reacting to this? Well, excuse me, 5 people reacting to this? Because MacDix was technically in that chat.
We look back to 9
got
years
7
ago,
reacting
everyone
now.
was
7,
playing,
yeah.
and they feel like the good old days. All your friends were playing, your community was playing. The game was fresh. You'd never tried a shooter like this where you could get stuff from PvE or PvP and apply them to different builds and use them in different places and grind.
It's just everybody nodding.
Haven't gotten or perfect armor builds or whatever. It was exciting to you.
I get what he's saying, but at the same time, isn't this the thing with literally every game? It comes out, it's new. Oh my god, amazing! It's a new game. Let's all play
Yeah, as I
together and
said
yada,
earlier,
yada,
that's
yada.
just how
But then,
media is in
after
general. It
time
just dies out
goes
over
on,
time.
The population just kind of goes down.
Yep,
I feel like this
absolutely.
happens with everything.
Well, it's a good
happening
example.
with Helldivers,
Yeah.
happening with a bunch of stuff.
Kind of a
That
nothing burger
excitement was
statement.
part of what
Yeah,
made
I agree.
Destiny so
Kind of like how
good.
Apex
It's
originally
never
came
gonna
out.
feel
How it
that
was
good
popular
again.
then,
You're
died
never
off,
gonna
but
be
then
able to
popped
reach
back.
that excitement again.
The
Mostly
best
because
times are
it was a
behind you.
secret
It's
launch.
time to be sad. Me
That's
too.
why I think
That's not
sequels
Wasn't
are
Power Wars
important.
like some?
That's why I do think.
I don't know.
No, Power Word had its own trailers. There was a release date and all that. It wasn't a stealth
No.
launch. They didn't just announce it and launch it the same day.
I kind of
Apex.
only heard about Powered when I saw people posting about it on Twitter. That's how like I first. That's kind of how Helldivers was, but I know PlayStation just didn't really promote it. That's why.
All right.
Bungie's responsibility to come out here if they want to continue to keep us.
Notifications
down the
the
top
top right, like behind
Fix
on
that
me.
menu
Oh,
up,
it's
change
gone.
things up. Helldivers has really changed
Isn't
my
it?
perspective on live service games.
I don't know.
Literally
Yeah,
playing
that's true.
Helldivers right now. And last night or sometime yesterday, an invasion takes place. Like literally, we unlocked it in the game, and the game masters within them, which is just the game developers, initiated an invasion from the robots.
I would love
Yep,
if they would add that to D2, the
Yep.
ability to potentially fail a community challenge. Because
No, that's
Okay,
impossible.
2 things we're cooking.
Yeah.
One, when was Cross's video recorded? Because
No
wasn't this
clue.
like when the robots first came back? And then, yeah, I agree with them. We need to be able to fail community events. Like every single one that we've had so far, either is like we have to succeed, or
It gets
they'll just
auto-completed.
go. It gets auto completed, and it's like, who cares if we succeed or not? Like the Elixir Quarters event one. Like, who really cares? Same with that Dawning one from a few years ago.
Decisions don't matter in Destiny, and it drives me freaking nuts. Decisions have never mattered in Destiny. You have no volition, and I
Drifter
hate
Avenger.
it. Nothing you do matters in Destiny. You are
Yeah,
just a
the
blur.
Vanguard.
quest
But
from
yes, I
Season of
agree.
the
You're
Drifter, they
100%.
just
That'd be really
forgot
cool.
about
It's
all
never gonna
that.
happen, though.
before Datto starts hearing people talking about D3, I do agree with Cross. Yeah, I'm on that hamster wheel, man. If they put out D3, I feel like a lot of people would have that, oh boy, it's fresh and new feeling again. Cope. I got it. But yeah,
I'd be
I do
excited
agree.
for
I would-
D3, but it's like
I don't
I'd
know
also
if
be
that's
worried it
happening.
turns out
I
like
would
D1 or
love if
D2
it
launch.
did.
That's like my big
Would we
concern.
wind up in the same exact place? Sure.
Fair enough.
Isn't that what Marathon's supposed to be, though? Like, obviously, it's a different IP, right? But isn't that what Marathon's meant to be? It's meant to be the next iteration of Bungie's big sci-fi grand opera of whatever, right? I think that's kind of what they're going for, rather than
Not really.
And my
'cause
issue with
I think
action
with
shooters is
Marathon,
everything is
you can go and pause it. But I think with Marathon, since Christopher Baird is on it, I have heard like during the announcement, they are gonna have like actual events that will like affect the world or something like that. I don't know if like there'll be multiple outcomes, but they're all choices that like we have to figure out. One thing with like Marathon, if it does have like actual story events, I feel like it may be akin to like Fortnite's kind of, where it's like something actually like evolving in the world, like mini type live events, where it's like one day like there's like 4 of these enemies here, tomorrow there's like 6, and it just keeps getting bigger. I feel like that would be like the case for that game.
storytelling, yet they
All
sit
right.
behind, you know,
Does be yours.
Well, not rant, but you know
the
what I
wall here
mean.
and say it's a live service game. I don't I don't feel
No,
that
it's a
live
single player game with extra steps.
I feel like everything is
Yeah.
scripted. A game for everyone is a game for no one.
I do
Somewhere
love
along the
that
way, I
quote.
feel like
Yeah, it's a
Bungie
good quote.
kept trying to make the game for everyone.
It's a good
Solid
quote,
quote.
but we've
I think
noticed
it's a great
Fortnite do the opposite of that,
kind of
whereas
they're
it
doing
is
with the
becoming a
checkmate
game for
modifier
everyone.
thing. I like, as much as I dislike the checkmate modifier as a Crucible thing, I'm totally fine with normal Crucible. I think that they need to address it in a different direction, but that's fine. I would rather them try to innovate and fail than to never innovate at all.
It's only gonna be
Yeah,
worse
fair enough.
in a year. What I'm about to talk about is not factually sound,
Sheesh.
but as somebody who
I know why he's saying that though, because every time you make a comment, this isn't necessarily Destiny community, this is just the internet as a whole. But anytime you make a comment about something that has any sort of like bearing as this being a statement of truth, a statement of fact, you always will get the actually people in there, right? Or at least that's not 100% accurate, which is why when I say go look at the stats of Steam charts, I always have to follow it up and say, I know this doesn't always show the entirety of the Destiny population, because inevitably, 100% without fail, somebody will say, actually, there's a lot more others that, yeah, I know, I get it. This is a barometer, dude, calm down.
I feel
Once you
across
get
his
there.
face, it looks like that Ryan Gosling meme. Usually he has like slightly pink.
Why do you look so lonely? I
You look like you should play Gambit.
You look like you should play 50 games of Gambit. Wait, who
Paulette's next video.
Paulette's next video teaching Astacross how to play 50 games of Gambit and not wanting to uninstall Destiny 2.
big DLC,
Probably.
our last ever big raid.
Yep.
And although they are kind of teasing about this idea of
God, I hope not.
episodes,
I mean,
kinda
we
continuing
don't
forever,
really
and
know
people
that.
just coming
For
back
all
every
we
4
know,
months to check
it
out
could just be a
the
year
new
break,
stuff in
or
Destiny.
it
This
just
feeling
continues
that
the
we
same.
have-
Yeah, I hope if they have a year break, I want them to announce that they have another major expansion, like just more major expansions just down the road for Second Saga. I just don't. I want something there to be look forward to, because I don't want episodes to only be what we're getting. You know, and I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
see what it is.
I'm pretty sure
They
said
said during
episodes
the showcase. Oh,
standalone
what's it during the
stories.
showcase? They said episodes were standalone stories, but also they said like mainly during the weapon part of the Final Shape review, how they still had more weapons and stuff to support Destiny 2 for years to come. So I feel like at bare minimum, we may get episodes this year, maybe no expansion next year because of Marathon, and then we'll get at least bare minimum, maybe another trilogy. I think it does also depend on how good Final Shape does, because if Final Shape does end up doing poorly and it's received poorly, we may get less than that, or episodes may be it. It just really depends,
leading up
but
to the final shape of,
still
oh
like a
my
big
goodness,
risk
we
just
need
abandoning
so
Destiny.
Sorry.
desperately as a community. I think this is the last time we ever get it.
Damn, I
Maybe.
really hope not.
That big
I don't think he's wrong. I think for it not to be true, Marathon has to fail. Bungie has to like fall back, basically. They have to retreat. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to put more effort into Marathon.
What's it? If Marathon's a
me.
success, I
Annual
do
DLC
think
is-
it really depends on how successful that game is for how they support Destiny. Like, if Marathon's on par, Destiny will stay the same. If Marathon's fall better, Destiny will be abandoned. And if Marathon flops, Destiny will probably get like an actual Forsaken again.
Yeah, we will just have to see. I mean, Marathon does have some competition since it is an extraction shooter. It's got to compete with
Marathon's
Tarkov.
also coming out when live servers are kind of like dying down a lot more recently. So it's like,
Yeah.
if it releases like a year and a half from now, we don't know what the live service market will look like. Another thing to add for Marathon is like, will it be a free to play or will it be a $70 game? Because I think that also depends on like how successful it be. Because if Marathon's $70, I probably ain't gonna get it, or I'll wait for it. But it's like, if Marathon's free, I'll download it, give it a try, maybe make some content on it.
Yeah,
But it's like right now, I don't want to give Bungie $70 like after everything that's gone down, and I feel like a lot of people are like that, where it's like you just slightly abandoned Destiny, and now you want us to pay $70 for an extraction shooter.
I think it would be very beneficial if it's free to play, just because word of mouth. Word of mouth is a very strong marketing.
And that's another thing for like Helldivers as well. It's like word of mouth's been good, but the game itself is also only $40. So not only is it way cheaper, but it's like it had good word of mouth, which is why it's so popular.
It is
Because like I think if
a company.
Helldivers came out $70, like it would still have good word of mouth, but it wouldn't have as much popularity.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I mean, Lethal Company too is another good example of word of mouth.
Yeah, isn't it only like $20 as well?
No, $10.
Oh, it's $10? Damn.
Yeah, $10, and it's just like goofy times where you and your friends just get absolutely murdered and work for Amazon.
Lethal Company and Helldivers. Not Helldivers
Helldivers.
walking. No, I was gonna say
Damn.
Lethal Company and Helldivers. Me risking my life for a $15 bill.
Oh my god.
How many of us play and envision Destiny?
Oh, so I mentioned this already. Velocity is what matters, right? That's exactly what he's talking about here. Velocity, not position.
I can almost guarantee you that the Destiny player base is going to be a
Man, I really hope he's wrong. I hope that Jake is wrong. I fear that he might not be wrong. I really
I'm honestly
wish
worried that he'll
Bungie
be
would
right.
give us more
hoping for the best.
information about what is coming
Yeah, I agree with that.
after both the final shape and after the episodic.
Presume they had something good. They would talk about it, presumably. Hopefully, right? Presume they had something not as good. Maybe not quite as exciting. Why would they mention it? Why would they bring it up? Let the perception go on that people are going to get the better stuff. You see what I'm saying? Maybe that's a bit of doomer speak. Sorry.
I'm
They
generally
could just be like,
curious
"Well, we're
why
done."
they haven't like can pause it real quick, but it's like I'm generally curious why they haven't talked too much about the Net Saga. I've seen speculation that's like they don't want to draw too much attention away from Final Shape, so it's like I feel like if that mindset's true, then like the Ned's Destiny reveal, then we're gonna have to see like what's it like another trilogy, stuff like that.
I personally think that they should at least let us know that there's a next major expansion. Give us a
Tell us
date.
that.
Give us a date on when you're gonna showcase it, but let us know there's a future. That's all.
Yeah, like
that's all the community needs to know, that there's a future that in the game that we're invested in. Because why are you gonna want to invest more if you're uncertain about the future of the game? You know,
that's one of the reasons I haven't been playing as much.
player investment is very important. You gotta respect your players.
Dude, he's fake.
He's so happy. Oh my god.
Do that because they need they don't have Marathon out yet and they need to continually generate income. I mean, they're a company after all, right? Or they could do Destiny 3. Don't tell Dado I said that.
Shook.
Wrong. No Destiny 3, please.
I feel like Destiny 3 really just needs a reason to exist, and I'm also terrified about how much they'd reissue stuff, and like, if nostalgia's bad now, imagine Destiny 3 when we're getting excited over the plunder weapons coming back.
Oh, I would hate myself if I ever got excited for
I hope
any
we
of the
never
plunder
get to that.
weapons. The only one I'd be excited for would be like Crime Unity or Brigand's Law, and that's because
Try mutiny my beloved.
Sidearm. I like sidearms.
I know what you're feeling, man. Just get out. You've got the skills. Just leave the rest of us behind. You, Cross, Dado, and a handful of others, you've got the skills. Pivot. You can do it. I believe in you. It's too late for me, but you can get out.
But yeah, I do share his fear.
I do agree with Jake on this. I think that this year.
You talking about getting out like Destiny content?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but yeah, that's one thing I'm glad about the Helldiver stuff I'm doing. It's at least working so far.
After Marathon is out. Marathon
Maybe,
is a joke. Look, man, I got different information. I got information that
You got information?
Marathon wasn't received that well.
Hold up.
But I have
Really?
a
Oh, you not hear about this thing?
Oh.
There was a group of people, like Tarkov streamers, who actually got to play Marathon in a very, very early stage, and every single one of them said it was bad.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then one of
Yeah.
them came
I
out
didn't
said
know
like
that
they
at all.
said it was
Marathon
bad
first
because
check?
it was in an
I'm
early
excited.
stage.
Me too. We're gonna see how it plays out next year. Maybe
Yeah.
Marathon's gonna be the greatest game Bungie's ever made. It
Yeah, I
might.
remember.
Has Bungie made like a bad game, an objectively terrible game, like a 5 out of 10 star game? I don't think
Destiny
so.
2
I think
Lightfall.
pretty much everything Bungie has made has been a
I
pretty
mean,
good
maybe at
game.
launch.
Even
I'd say
Destiny,
I
where
thought it
people
was
like
fine
will
at
crap on
launch.
Destiny, it's still a
6 or
good game at
7.
its core.
I mean, the cracks
It has
weren't
problems,
there yet.
absolutely, but I don't think Bungie can make a really truly terrible game. Maybe not the
They can
greatest,
make bad
maybe a
updates and
forgettable
expansions,
game,
but
not
like
a
games
bad game.
themselves have been fine.
Surely not. It cannot be shit. It cannot be. But again,
Oh man, the cross copium. I wanna ride that train. I wanna ride it. I wanna huff that copium as hard as you, buddy boy. Yeah, I hope Marathon does well. I don't
Look
play
at Cross's
Tarkov or anything
face.
like that, but I mean, I'll give it a fair shake. I hope it's good. I hope Destiny doesn't suffer.
I think the biggest thing that Marathon's gonna suffer from is just being too late to the table. Who knows? And
I just gotta say, there's this guy over in the top right, emulator. I don't know if our heads are like blocking it. I don't think they are.
The extraction shooters are so mid. That tits.
I'm sorry, they're not. They might not be for you, but back to the Helldivers quote: "A game for everyone, a game for everyone. Everyone is a game for no one." The extraction shooters have their own niche. Like, if you're into that, you're gonna be really into it. Marathon might be your thing, and you might get interested in extraction shooters, but
I already
They can
forgot
always
if
fall
it
back
was
on Destiny.
Would
not
it be
Cross,
better
but Fallout or
if Bungie
TDT if
came
they
out
said
and
this.
said, "This
But one
is
of them said like what like Marathon is late to the party, kind of like we said earlier about like how live services are starting to die out a lot more now.
and like how
What
I
if it's
said,
like full?
and like I
Yeah.
said with the like, there's already like really good ones already filling out certain
There's so many
niches.
good ones people already invested in. It's
Yeah,
like, why would I go from like a Destiny live service to Marathon live service? Especially like we said earlier, if it's paid.
6 months to go by. We're waiting for the next annual expansion to be talked about, and then it just doesn't happen."
okay. So like I said, I haven't actually seen this, but Cross arrives at the same conclusion. Interesting. I want to see where he goes with this.
Destiny 3 or sell the rights to it for another company to make something similar with Halo, because this is a definite
Please don't
wonderful
sell the
community
rights.
of people that at
Agree.
this point may
They
be
give it the
fragmented
343
in
or
all
Gearbox
kinds
were
of
so
different places, but
over.
they have an opportunity to create
Did
a
you
game
know?
years down the road that all of us will come
About
back
what,
to.
343
I'm
or
doing this all
Gearbox?
with
Which
respect,
one?
by the way. Nope.
Gearbox now owning the rights for a screen.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that like when the DLC came out.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that turns out. I mean, they're probably gonna milk it, the franchise.
The
We'll see.
Risk of Rain movie with Kevin Hart.
I hope not. I hope
Kevin
not.
Hart as the engineer.
The engineer's already tiny enough. It works.
Jack Black is the turret.
Same.
Shower and was thinking about I should record a video
I'd
talking
never do
about this
that.
stuff. This is all pretty
Dude,
much
the shower.
one take.
The
Anyway, to
shower brings
conclude
it out.
I think I've said everything I need to say.
For me, it's actually lying in bed at like 3 a.m. It sucks.
Oh my god, should I tell people this? I'll tell people this. There's like I have this type of thing that I buy on Amazon, like you're like sticky notes for the shower.
Dude,
'Cause,
that's
like
so
I don't go into
cool.
the shower expecting to have a brainstorm session, but sometimes you go in, you shower, and you just get lost and you think, and I don't want to have those thoughts get lost, so I write them down.
All right, well, here's where things get
What
Ink,
the
I kid you
hell?
not. I kid you not. I will take showers, come up with like an idea for an edit or for a video, and literally get out of the shower for like 20 seconds just to pull up my phone and pull up the notes tab. I kid you
What the
not. I've
hell is
actually
wrong
done
with
it.
you? You know, when I take
You
a
don't know-
shower, when I take a shower, I'm in there, in and out. 1 minute, baby. Just clean everything, shampoo, soap.
1 minute he walks
Everything.
in, he forgets the water.
What? I go 1 minute in there, I put everything on, and then I forget to put on the water.
I walk into the shower, I put on my clothes, put on my shampoo and conditioner, and then turn on the water.
Just soapy clothes. Is that how you save up on the water bill? You just like
That's how I do my laundry.
you do your laundry and take a shower at the same time to save on the water bill.
Yeah, you don't.
Genius.
That
person
was me.
and the whole story
It's so
related
over.
to Bungie.
So I know where
Wonder
he's
if
going
he's
with
going to
this.
talk about cheating in PvP.
Yeah.
Love Jake. It's just this is something he brings up a lot, and I
As he
definitely
should.
agree with him. Cheating in PvP
as he should.
probably affects him far more than
I
the
don't think
average
either of us have touched
player.
PvP in
My
months, so
fair
this
enough.
is pretty much them
personal
talking
issue
with like,
with Bungie
agree,
and-
agree.
Like to player mod rights. Essentially, you make me a
Ooh.
player mod. And that way, when that guy across from me
What?
dicks on me, I can just ban him.
No, what? Cross.
Jeez.
Is he memeing? Is he memeing?
Wait.
look,
Trust that face.
look at everyone.
Cross is like, damn, this guy's beating me in the day one raid. Bans him.
Cross has got the devious look on his face.
Anyways, I'd give him the power.
Immediately in the chat. You
No.
will.
You can't. Anyone ever seen Bruce Almighty? Like, I feel like this is the entire plot of Bruce Almighty.
He's right. It is just Bruce Almighty. Oh my god. Have you seen
you
Bruce
doing?
Almighty?
I don't really remember.
It's-
What was that?
Basically, Bruce Almighty. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Basically, he goes up to Bruce, gives him the power to become God, and just because Bruce in the entire movie is like, it's so easy to be God.
Oh yeah, I
Yada.
remember the movie now. Morgan
yeah.
Freeman gives him the power
Morgan
to
Freeman,
be God.
that's his name.
It's from that one meme of like the guy typing on the computer because he's like
Yeah,
going
typing
through
on
all
the
the
computer.
prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that meme came from. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know them. That's gonna be
No.
Cross doing all the reports
No
just to
to
see
that.
more come
Funny
in.
though,
Put that power in the
He's gonna
hands of-
go through all the
no.
reports.
but it'd be funny.
This is a great.
He goes through all the reports, and he's just gonna do reply all yes, just like in the movie.
Just bans everything.
Just
Love Cross.
ban-
Horrible
Bans
idea.
himself.
I would mitigate most cheaters. Now, will I hit some innocence in that? Probably, right?
He's not.
Occasionally-
There's no way.
Cross
he's serious.
literally just. Which some of
I
you
may
may
ban
die,
someone
but
who
that's a
was a legitimate
sacrifice
good
I'm
guy.
willing to
But think about
make.
all the cheaters I would
There's no way he's serious.
No.
He's joking.
No.
Here's what I will advocate for, though. Rather than giving players just the ability to ban people outright, give players the ability to escalate priorities on people that they suspect to be cheating.
We are truly in a desperate situation if that is the recommended idea from Cross.
I think my days.
Will I catch a couple of innocent players? Probably.
I think he's joking, but I think my idea's not bad though. Maybe that's
I
hubris.
think Cross is joking. He is not joking.
He's not
you to
joking.
do
Look at
more.
that face.
Look at that
He's cooking.
face.
He is
in the
cooking.
process. I mean, when you think about it, right? Like, come on, it's a sacrifice that's worthy.
One of the biggest.
I thought he was about to say the
Wait, he
quote.
was serious? I thought for sure he was going to end that with saying, "Okay, guys, I'm clearly joking." No, he was serious. Cross. Okay, but my idea was actually pretty good though, right?
Didn't the
Major
security team
props.
get laid off?
He had the balls to go with it.
I really hope not.
A number of it was like 50% of the security team got laid off.
50%?
Most
I
of the
really hope not.
Security team got fired. Dude, Bungie just went
I
in
didn't
there.
know that.
They were laying off. They were
I
like,
really
we
hope
gotta
that is
save
not the
money.
case.
I don't know the exact details of
Maybe
the
it's
teams
just
that fired. I just know the strike team was the least
I
affected.
never want to play the card of
Oh, wait, was Grenadier Jake responding to Asacross streaming? Wait, no.
Maybe it's
Hey, he's here in real time.
Grenade or Jake reacting to Cross reacting.
I never want to play the card of it would probably be so easy because I don't like when people say that in general. Like, I'm not a game dev. I've never been a game dev. I really don't know how easy it would or would not be. So I don't like saying that. But I 10,000% agree that they should be doing more. I don't care what it is, except for that idea that Astacross had. Don't do that. Do other things.
I'm all
Bungie,
for
I'm gonna
Cross's
say this
idea.
directly to
Screw
anybody
it.
who's
Like-
listening. I will pay for the salary of somebody to do the job
Really?
I am describing right now.
Wow,
If
okay.
you
I
have
feel it.
no money, because that's been a thing we've heard from Bungie,
Feel
is
it.
that they've got budget issues. They can't
Do you see the Pepega face?
afford
Yeah.
things. I will finance this. If you want to
As
hire
the Crows
somebody
getting a new
to
job paid by
manually
Jake.
review
Wow.
trials of
It's a good business investment, right? From Jake's point of view, like let's just cut the crap here, right? Jake gets paid to stream on Twitch. That's almost a tax write-off at that point. I don't know, but yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And yeah, if it matters that much to him,
It's funny because actually investing in Destiny is like a tax write-off. Like I know Jess
Oh, that's
specifically
stupid.
jokes about it, but I actually did write off like my Witch Queen Deluxe on my taxes like 2 years ago or something.
That's not
I
fair.
actually,
I'm
actually
here
was
and I
able to
can't
write
do
that day.
and any PvP accounts that are flagged
I
by
guess
a lot
Jake
of
is doing
people
well.
or who statistically are just wildly improved compared to anybody else. If you want to manually review that and hire someone to do it, I will pay for it. That's how serious I am about how easy this would be and how much it would help.
What a terrible look though for a developer.
I like
I'm
how-
completely
that would be a
behind
horrible
Jake on
look.
this. I would
I
love
like
it
how
if they would
focused
take
he is
this
on
deal.
easy.
What a
Man.
terrible look for a developer. Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Would be
the
a bad
headlines?
look.
You think
True.
Bungie actually would like accept money? Like if some content creator was like, he was like, I don't know how much Jake makes, but like with his sub count, things like that, I feel like he could easily like try to get like, he's like 20 or 30K, hire someone for this specific job. It's like, I don't think that's like a full enough salary, but it's definitely not. But like, you think they could actually accept that, or is there going to be like a bunch of legal stuff like in the background?
I have no clue if there's anything legal about it, but there probably might be.
I feel like there's definitely a bunch of things where it's like they can't take money exactly like that. You know, Jake could give him the $20,000 by just buying silver.
Look for a developer. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
would
the
be a bad
headlines?
look.
True.
Pay salary for person to actually implement anti-cheat.
yeah, it would be a PR nightmare.
Yeah, I think everybody would run with that. If you beat
Yeah.
me in a 1v1, you are 1,000% cheating because there's no other, no feasible possible way, and I will report you. And I do
I'm
this
looking at
in
the
all the games. I do this in
Fucking
trials
true.
games and comp games all of them.
His
And
hand
if you
is-
feel that I have falsely
Stop.
called you out.
You
And
violated the law.
Stop. We cannot take your
Can I
money.
produce that for you? That's really
Okay,
nice,
so he is
huh?
joking.
I
Good.
can shoot that footage.
Good.
I don't believe you for a fucking second.
The
Aw.
point I want to make here is I'm not the one who
He had a good point. If we ban everyone, there's no cheaters left.
Job, but having some
It's like that
unbiased
Russian
person
badger clip.
review-
You blow
I'm
up a
saying,
planet, the
guys,
unemployment
priority-
rate's gone.
Well, also just ban everyone, and then unban people that you're guaranteed aren't cheaters. Bada
And knowing
bing,
them,
bada
they do the
boom.
opposite.
Up, like give people like take like a diet version of Cross's joke idea. Give people the ability to bump up people in the list, right? I don't think it's actually that bad of an idea. Maybe I'm huffing some crazy ass copium.
I swear, I
I'll
do
give you
feel
my
like
deal.
that bump
It's
system
just
does exist for
absolutely
the reports. Like,
infuriatingly
whoever's reported more should be top of the list. Or at least, I don't know. If that isn't how that is, that really should just be how it is. Like, let's look at the person with 20 reports versus the guy with like 1 report.
I just say,
What's it?
just make people submit job applications if they want to play Destiny 2. I'm sorry.
Problem solved. We lost 90% of the player
Of all
base.
of us who've supported their game for
What
so
do you
long,
mean?
and it's the
Just get a
biggest problem
job.
I have with them. All of the devs who work their
I know
ass
you need a
off,
phone number
DLC
now, though.
after DLC, update after update. I respect them so
you?
freaking much. Those devs
Pretty
work
sure.
hard.
At
and they
least on
create an
PC or
incredible
for
game.
trials,
I
don't
am
you?
a huge fan
Oh, probably.
of the vast
that.
majority of Bungie, but whoever's in charge of security, I don't know who's in charge of it, but whoever is, I've got a
Apparently
problem with
nobody.
you. I can't believe nothing's being done, but tip of the cap to all the devs who work their ass off. I don't want any disrespect towards you from me or any of my viewers.
I wish that more was being done on the PvP cheater front. Again, I'm not a dev. I don't know what the solution is.
That's
All I
our
know
point.
is that there's clearly a problem. I really don't know. I'm very curious now as to how many people are left on the current security team after the
Nobody wants to talk
layoff
about that though. Bungie's
situation
not going
that
to talk
happened.
about that.
Honestly, that's it.
How much
Unscripted,
is like?
ranting?
Do you
I
think
hope
the
it made
security
sense, it
team
was
is like
good.
a lot of people that like check reports, or like an actual like just anti-cheat thing, or like a mixture of both? That's what I'm curious about. Or it's like, because let's say there's like 10 people on the anti-cheat team, the layoffs got rid of 8 of them. Do they still have the machine? It's just like they need to be manually checked. Like I don't know how that works, honestly.
I have no clue either.
Like, have you
I
heard
mean-
any other company talk about like how theirs has to be checked, like if it's a manual or something like that?
I know some are manual, some do it manually, some do it automatically. It just depends on the company. Companies some companies that do manual just want to do it so that it's like there's no issue and they don't ban the wrong kind of player. Like they
I feel
actually
like
ban a cheater. Whereas with
I
automatic
feel like
banning,
okay.
companies that do automatic banning are just giant player bases, can't really consistently keep up and check all the players.
To sort of
was all right.
take
It was
it
all right.
all
Pretty
and
good, pretty
bundle it real quick. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Great video,
I
Jake.
appreciate you making it all the way
Great
through
video.
the video. If
Great
you made
video,
it all
Cross.
the way through, not only
Great video, Fallout.
Second of all, leave a
Great
comment.
video,
If
Jamie.
we do end up getting a reaction
Good video, TD.
chain,
Oh god.
great video person.
And I need to leave a comment.
Great
So,
video person who's
It's not a
reacting to this.
constructive comment, but
Great video
Oh,
is the
okay.
second person.
Yeah.
there's a lot of great.
Let's keep the tradition going here. Cheaters.
You're-
Are
that's
we
just-
doing that?
Interesting video.
Man, I don't want to follow. All right, fine.
Oh.
There. I'm doing my part.
God, I hope our best days are still ahead.
Cope? I don't think they are. I don't think so. But I think that the community, if Bungie gives us the tools to make it better from a community first point of view, I think it
Is that
could
a
be
weird
like
dog
imagine if we got
behind?
a forge system.
It's
you know what I
Temmie
mean?
from Undertale.
Then it very well.
I was
could
gonna
be,
say, it
but
looked like
I
Under-
think Jake's right. I think that is the last expansion that we'll ever get. Guys, go check out Fallout, and while you're there, you might as well check out Astrocross, and just go the extra mile and check out Jake as well. They're all
Go watch. What's it? It went TDT, the Fallout, the Cross, and then Jake, and then
Go watch
uh,
TDT's video. If you have any other questions, watch Fallout's video. If anything else arises, maybe Crosses, and you don't need to watch Grenadier. I mean, watch Grenadier Jake's video.